All right, guys, today we're going to start talking about fractions. Can I get someone to raise their hand and read the learning intention for me, please? Cartier.
We will represent fractions using number lines and strip diagrams.
Awesome, thank you. So today for our learning intention, we're going to be representing fractions using number lines and strip diagrams. Can I get someone to raise their hand and read for me the success criteria, please? Ivan.
I will identify a fraction given a specific point on a number line.
Okay, great. So in order for us to assess that we're being successful, we're going to be able to identify a fraction on a number line, all right? So let's go ahead and let's start. First, we're going to start with this number sense, okay? Can I get someone again to read the learning intention for me on top of our number sense? Anaya.
We will represent fraction using number lines and strip diagrams.
And our success criteria, Denisha.
I will identify the fractions given by a specific point on a number line.
Awesome, thank you. So let's look at this first problem right here. What do we see here? Someone explain this to me, this square that we see here. Cartier, thank you for raising your hand.
I see a 1/2 fraction of a square.
Awesome. How do we know that's 1/2 of the fraction shaded?
Because it's cut in two parts.
It's cut into two
halves.
equal parts, right? And only what? One part is?
One part is shaded.
Thank you, Anaya. Anaya, why don't you tell me what fraction this circle is right here?
It is 1/3.
1/3, 1/3. How do you know this?
Because one is shaded and two is not.
And two are not. So you've got 3 equal parts, right? And one is shaded and the other 2 are not. Thank you. Who else wants to tell me, how about this shape right here, this rectangle? Ivan.
2/4.
2/4? How do you know that?
Because two of four pieces are shaded.
2 of 4 equal pieces are shaded. Awesome. One more. Who else? Let me see. Let me pick this circle right here and Naya. What's the fraction there?
2/3.
2/3. Perfect. How do we know it's 2/3?
Because two is shaded but one is not.
We've got 3 equal parts. 2 are shaded, but 1 is not. Good. Let me give us a little pop quiz one real quick. What about this circle? Who wants to raise their hand and tell me what this circle is? Israel, what is that circle?
It's a hole.
A hole. The whole thing. How do you know it's a hole?
Because both sides are shaded.
Both sides are shaded. Great. Thank you. So let's move along real quick. And we have here our anchor chart. And let me see. Who wants to read the anchor chart for me? The first part about what a fraction is. Jeremiah, go ahead.
A fraction shows equal parts of a whole.
Thank you. A fraction shows equal parts of a whole. And this section of the anchor chart right here, who would like to read that for me? Julian?
Number 3 or number 4?
Well, we're starting with the first one, our numerator. What is the numerator?
The numerator of the parts counted or separated.
Separated. The numerator is the number of parts counted or separated. Anaya, read me the next part.
Denominator.
Denominator. And what is the denominator?
Equal pieces of the whole.
Equal pieces of the whole. Now let's look at unit fraction. Who wants to volunteer for that? Cartier, thank you.
Fraction with a numerator of ones.
Okay, so remember how we talked about unit fractions? It's when it's 1/9, 1 out of 4, it's just the one equal part that's shaded, right? 1 out of 2, 1 out of 5. And let's all read this together. All fractions must
have equal parts.
One more time. All fractions must
Have equal parts.
Beautiful. So we see here an example of an of a circle with equal parts. This can be a fraction because we can tell that all the parts are equally cut. And in this circle, they're not all equally cut, right? This piece is a little smaller than this one, so we couldn't do this into a fraction. Okay, so we're going to watch a video real quick, and it's going to talk about number lines because we're going to be looking at fractions in number lines and how we can show our fractions in number lines. Okay, sorry guys. Where? Okay.
How can you record fractions on a number line? Let's find out. Mr. Singer is picking up his daughter, Greta, from school to go to soccer practice. Greta's school is located 3/4 of the distance from the Singer's house to the soccer field. How can you represent 3/4 on a number line? Step 1. Draw a number line from 0 to 1. 0 represents the Singer's house. Every number on a number line represents a distance from 0. What distance does the number 1 represent on the number line?
Josiah, what distance does the number 1 represent?
4.
It represents the whole, right? The whole, which is
3.
3. Thank you. Okay, let's continue the video. Oh my God. Wait, sorry, technical difficulties. Thank you for being patient.
1 represents the distance from the Singer's house to the soccer field. Does it matter how far apart 0 and 1 are on the number line?
No, who says no? Okay, and who says yes? All right, let's find out.
It doesn't matter how far apart 0 and 1 are on the number line, but the distance tells you the length of the unit. Step 2. Divide the distance from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4 of the whole distance between 0 and 1. Step 3. Start at 0. Draw a point at the end of the third fourth on the line. Write 3/4. 3/4 is the same as 3 parts that are each 1/4. What distance does the number 3/4 represent on the number line?
Okay, what distance were we looking for, Cartier?
The distance to the Singer's house and the soccer field.
The distance from the Singer's house and the soccer field. And you know what, Josiah, you were right because I didn't realize that it was saying 3/4. So yes, our number line had to be cut into how many pieces? 4. 4 pieces because that is our denominator. And our numerator is 3. So we go count 1,
2, 3.
and that represents 3/4 in the number line. Good job. Let's continue the video real quick.
3/4 represents the distance from the Singer's house to Greta's school.
Do you like to play soccer?
Do you guys?
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes, some of us maybe football, basketball. Okay. Great. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to break into our groups. So, group 1, you're going to come with me. Group 2, you're going to go ahead and work in your Savas assignment that I have placed. And group 3, as you see here on our PowerPoint, I want you to go and take out your Envision Volume 2 book. And I need you to go to page 579 and go ahead and start on your number line assignment, please. And group 1, come and join me here in our table. Okay, awesome, guys. So let's all make sure we're going to turn to page 579.
This one?
Yep, perfect. You're all there. 579. Thank you, guys. Okay. Good, we're all there. So let's take a look here on this side on where it says, how can you record fractions on a number line? And this is what we just saw in the video, but let's just kind of refresh our memory and see what's going on. Naya, go ahead and read the little story for me again. Mr. Singer.
Mr. Singer is picking up his daughter, Greta, from school to go to soccer practice. Greta's school is located at 3/4 of the distance from the Singer's house to the soccer field. How can you represent 3/4 on a number line?
Nice. So we're trying to represent 3/4, which can also be said as 3/4, okay? 3/4 in the number line from Singer's house to the field. So let's go ahead and let's label, all right? Let's label Singer's house. Let's put an SH for Singer's house so we know what we're doing. And we'll just put a SF for the soccer field, right? Okay. Step 1. My group 2 and group 3, you guys are working very great. Thank you. Okay, step 1. Go ahead and read step 1 for me, Jeremiah.
Draw a number line from 0 to 1. 0 represents the Singer's house. 1 represents the distance from the Singer's house to the soccer field.
Good. So the 0 represents, if you look at this number line, the 0 is what represents the Singer's house, and the 1 is what represents the soccer field. Okay? So we've got that labeled there, the Singer's house. Let's put Singer's house, SH, and we'll put soccer field. That's the whole distance that we're gonna go. And Israel, go ahead and read step 2 for me. What's the next thing that we should do?
Divide the distance from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4 of the whole distance between 0 and 1.
Okay, good. So as you can see, our number line has been divided into how many parts, Naya?
4 parts.
Into 4 parts. It's been divided into 4 equal parts, right? So you've got 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, which equals what?
4/4.
4/4, 4/4. Good. So now in step 3, what is it that we're trying to do in step 3? Go ahead and read that, Naya.
Start at 0. Draw a point at the end of the third fourth on the line. Write 3/4. This represents the distance from the Singer's house to Greta's school.
To Greta's house. Great. So 3/4. Where would that be? Show me where that would be. Everyone point where that be. 3/4. Good, right? Because we're counting 1, 2, 3, and we're finally at 3/4. The reason why it's 3/4 is because why is it 4? Why is the denominator 4? Because we divided
Because we divided it into 3.
how many?
4 parts.
4 equal parts. We divided it into 4 equal parts. Okay? Good. We divided it into 4 equal parts. Okay, let's go ahead and let's look at the do you understand? Convince me. Do it. Read it, Israel, please.
Jenna and Benito
Uh-huh.
each marked 1/4 on a number line. The length of the segment from 0 to 1/4 on Jenna's number line is shorter than on Benito's. Did someone make a mistake. Explain your thinking.
All right. So let's see. Here we have two number lines. We have Jenna's number line and we've got Benito's number line. And they're both showing me 1/4. Is there a mistake here? Do we think there's a mistake here when you're looking at these number lines?
No,
No. Why is there not a mistake?
because
How many Jenna's line? Jenna's line is divided into how many parts, Israel? Let's count the parts that it's divided into.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's divided into 4 parts, right? And Benito's line, how many is that divided into?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many parts, Jeremiah?
4.
4. And then look, even though Jenna's line looks smaller than Benito's line, they're both still 1/4 because they're both at the first line of the number line. So it doesn't matter, and that's what they were saying in the video. It doesn't matter how long your line is, right, or how short. If you divide it into the equal parts, the fraction will be the same. Yes?
Yes.
Do you get that part?
Yes.
Okay, good. So what we're gonna do together right now while we're working is that we're gonna go ahead and do our guided practice. And when we're done with our guided practice, I will have you do your independent practice. Okay, guys, so go ahead, let's start with guided practice. Can you read the instructions for me, the directions for me, please, Naya?
Where?
For guided practice, we're starting here.
For 1 and 2, divide the number line into the given number of equal parts. Then mark and label the given fractions on the number line.
Okay, perfect. So let's look at number 1. What does number 1 say, Jeremiah?
It says 2 equal parts, 1
Half.
half.
So, in how many parts do we need to divide our line, our number line, our first number line? How many? In how many parts?
2.
2, right? Because what tells us what we divide our line in? What does our numerator tell us, or our denominator?
The denominator.
Our denominator, Jeremiah. Our denominator tells us how many parts we're going to break the line into. So we're going to break the line into 2 equal parts. So that would be right down the middle. Okay? Now we need to find where 1/2 is. 1/2 is. So where would 1/2 actually be? Well, this is 0. That means that the next one is 1/2, right? 1/2 would be right there, right down the middle. And it makes sense. Think of the expression 1/2. You have a half of something, right, Naya? So it would be right down the middle. Okay, let's look at 2. Israel, what does 2 say?
4 equal parts, 2/4.
Okay, so for our number line, I want us to remember, Jeremiah, this whole thing, that's the whole. In how many parts do they want us to break our number line this time?
4.
In 4, right? 4 equal parts. So let's break it into 4 equal parts. So try to make it as equal as you can. 1, 2. Make sure you have 4 parts. Okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make sure you have 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect, Israel. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. We all have 4 parts. So now we need to find 2/4. So if this is 0, the next one's going to be what? 1/4.
Then
The next one would be 2/4. So there it is. Let's circle 2/4. We found 2/4. And just to know, what would the next one be?
3/4.
3/4. Yes, good job. And your last one would be 4/4, and that's why it's a whole. Nice, good job. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna have each of you do number 5. And what is number 5 asking you?
Divide it into 3 equal.
Into 3 equal parts. Go ahead. Let's divide it into 3 equal parts. Good job. Good job. And then go ahead and label where 2/3 is at. Where is 2/3 there? No, let's see. 1/3, 2/3, right? Right here. In this one, right? 2/3.
Okay.
2/3 would be right at this line, correct? Good job. Good job, guys. That's 2/3. So this was what?
1/3.
And this is what?
3/3.
3/3. And that's why it's our
Whole.
whole. Nice. Good job. Very good job. Naya, read 6 for me.
6 equal parts, 2/6.
2/6. Good job. So how many equal parts do we need to divide that into? 6. Let's go ahead and let's do that.
Okay.
You need one more line because we have only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Good job. And go ahead and label where would 2/6 be at there. Beautiful. Good job. So you'd have 1/6, right? And then you'd have 2/6 right here. This next one would be what? 3. And then the next one would be what? 4. And then? And then the last one?
6.
Do you get why 6 is over the 1? Because it's your whole. That's the whole thing. You see that? Perfect. Nice. And number 7, it actually divides it for you already. And how many parts did it how many equal parts did number 7 divide it for you?
4, 6.
No, the whole line though. Not what fraction?
6.
6 parts. Yes, it divided into 6 equal parts. And where is 4, 6 at there?
Right here.
Label for 4, 6 at. It would be right here. So you got 1/6, right? 2/6. What's this one, Naya?
6.
And this one?
4, 6.
Perfect. Let me see. Well, you've got 1/6, right? And what's this one? Good job, Jeremiah. And what would this one be then? Yeah, so where would your 4 be? Okay, perfect. Let's look at the next one. The next line, number 8, is divided into how many parts?
8. 8.
8, Israel. Awesome. 8, right? 8 parts. And we know this because what is our denominator?
8.
8. So we just have to find 5/8 now. Where would 5/8 be?
Right here.
1, 3, 4, 5. Good job, Jeremiah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Okay. Good job. Nice. Great. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have you go back to your computer station. Class, we're going to go ahead and change groups. All right. 1 second. I'm going to have group 2 to go to station 3. Group 1, go to station 2. And group 2, come with me. All right, group 2, nice to have you here, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I want all of us to turn to page 579. Good, we're all there. Beautiful. Good job. So we're going to start in page 578. I know we already watched this in the video, but I want us to read over it again and just kind of refresh our memory in what we just talked about. Anaya, go ahead and read the little story for me in section A.
Mr. Singer is picking up his daughter Greta from school to go to soccer practice. Greta's school is located at 3/4 of the distance from the Singer's house to the soccer field. How can you represent 3/4 on a number line?
Awesome. So we're going to try to represent 3/4 on a number line, okay? So we see here a picture of our number line, and I want us all to label Singer's house. Let's just go ahead and put SH for Singer's house. So we know what 0 represents. And let's label the soccer field. Let's go ahead and just put SF for soccer field. So we know that's our end goal. Good. Josiah, go ahead and read step 1 for me.
Draw a number line from 0 to 1. 0 represents Singer's house. 1 represents the distance from Singer's house to the soccer field.
Perfect. So let's just go ahead and let's do that again. 0 represents Singer house. Let's label it. And let's label the soccer field. So SH and SF. Beautiful. And step 2. Read that for me, Cartier.
Divide the distance from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4 of the whole distance between 0 and 1.
So as you see here, this number line has been divided into how many equal parts?
4.
4 equal parts. Good. Ivan, read step 3.
Start at 0. Draw a point at the end of the third fourth on the line. Write 3/4 this represents the distance from Singer's house to Greta's school.
Perfect. So I want you to look at this. This 1 at the end can be a little confusing, but that 1 represents the whole. It represents the whole. So we start labeling. We've got 1/4, right? The first one would be what? 1/4, correct? The second one would be what? 2/4. And then the third one would be
3/4.
So that's where the distance would be, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and let's read the "Do you understand me" part. Go ahead and read it for me, Anaya.
Convince me. Jenna and
Benito.
each marked 1/4 on a number line. The length of the same
Segment.
segment from 0 to 1/4 on Jen's number line is shorter than Benito's. Did someone make a mistake? Explain your thinking.
So let's look at this. We see Jenna's line, and Jenna's line is divided exactly into how many equal parts?
4.
4. And Benito's line is divided exactly into how many equal parts? 4. So is there a mistake between these two, Ivan? No. Why is there not a mistake, Ivan?
Because they both have the same amount of parts.
They both have the same amount of parts. It's just that someone drew a longer line and someone drew a smaller line. But the parts are divided into 4 equal parts regardless, right?
Like this.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Perfect, Cartier.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you're just dividing it differently. You're dividing it the same, but your lengths are different. Okay, good. So let's go on and let's continue on to guided practice. And let's do 1 and 2. So let's look at number 1. Read it for me, Josiah.
For 1 and 2, divide the number line into the given number of equal parts, then mark the label given fraction on the number line.
Perfect. So number 1, what are we dividing this number line into, Cartier?
1/2.
We're dividing into 1/2, but how many equal parts does this? 2. Thank you. We need to divide our line into how many equal parts? 2 equal parts. So let's go ahead and let's divide our number line.
In the middle, just put one line.
It's going to be, it's just one line because look, we need to have how many equal parts, Anaya?
2.
2. Here's 1
And 2.
and 2.
A half.
So where will your half be? Right in the middle, right?
Yeah, in the middle.
Your half would be right in the middle, correct? So in number 2, Anaya, and how many equal parts do they want us to divide this line into?
4.
4 equal parts. So we need to make sure that we have 4 equal parts. Let's make sure we have 4 equal parts. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we've got 4 equal parts there. Good job, Ivan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, Josiah. Good job. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, yeah, perfect. It's okay. We don't have a... I know because we don't have a ruler right now, but your lines are still good. So you're dividing into 4 equal parts. 1, 2,
Is
3.
this good?
I need one more. Yes, good job, Cardi. So now that we've divided into 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, find 2/4 for me. Where would 2/4 be?
In the middle.
Nice, in the middle. Good job. Let me see. Where would 2/4 be?
It'll be right here because this is, no, right here, no, right here.
Yep, 2/4, right? Because this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and what's this? What's that? The one?
A whole, four,
A whole,
four.
4/4. Great. Okay. So I'm gonna send you off to your desk now to do your independent practice, but it looks like we're running a little bit out of time. So we're gonna go ahead and end the lesson together. So great. Everyone, make sure to, if you're in the computer station, close your computers. My group 1 station, go back to your desk and close your math textbooks. We're about to finish off the lesson and tomorrow we'll pick up right where we were. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our exit ticket. Cartier, read the instructions for our exit ticket.
Answer on your sticky note using a pictorial model and identify your answer in fraction formation. Format.
Fraction format, great. Who would like to read the word problem? Go ahead, Denisha. Olivia.
Love donuts, so her friends gave her a giant jelly-filled donut for her birthday. Olivia laughed really hard and takes a picture of it. Then she cuts the gigantic donut into 3 equal pieces. Olivia eats 2 pieces on her birthday. What fraction of the gigantic donut did she eat on her birthday?
Okay, so I know we know the answer. Let me go ahead and get my passer to pass out the sticky notes. She's going to pass out the sticky notes and we're all going to answer this question. And then I will come around and pick up the sticky notes.